You've just been given a big assignment. You are in charge of coordinating a large off-site meeting, and you will manage the details that will help make that event a success. Can this be a nerve-wracking assignment? You bet. But by putting your organizing and planning skills to work and using your ability to produce everything from the invitation sent out in advance to the handouts that the attendees will take home with them, you'll find that this is a great opportunity to showcase your skills. Your first step will be to meet with the person in charge of the meeting so that you are clear on specifics, the old journalism formula of who, what, when, where, and why. During this meeting, you should also learn what materials you are expected to produce. Once you know the particulars and have the big picture, you can begin working. Earthquakes have an uncanny knack of picking on the weakest part of a house's structure and focusing their energy there. That could be a disaster if the weak links in the crippled walls, since they carry the weight of a wood frame house. One of the smartest precautions you can take is to brace them with plywood. First, replace any rotten wood and bolt the mud seal to the foundation if it isn't bolted already. The difficulty of the project depends largely on how cramped the space is under the house. Brace the walls at least 4 feet out from every corner. For maximum strength, brace their whole length. If you can't, place all corners and at least half of each wall, more if the house is 2 stories. Ask a structural engineer or your local building department for specifications for the boards. Here are some typing and editing tips. Don't use the spacebar to indent the beginning of a paragraph or to content text. The text in your document may not align properly when you print it. To indent the first line of a paragraph, press Tab. To center a line, choose Line from the Format menu, then choose Center. Don't use the spacebar to go to the next line. If you use the spacebar to go to the next line, those extra spaces will remain when you edit your document. As a result, you may have gaps in your paragraphs. Instead, press Enter to go to the next line. Don't use the Enter key to move to the next page. If you press Enter several times to move to the next page, you may end up with unwanted blank lines in the middle of the page after you edit your document. Instead, press Ctrl plus Enter to start a new page. Our listeners and viewers have come to expect us to provide them with news, whether impromptu news occurs or not. If we've scheduled 5 minutes of news every hour on the hour on radio, we are obliged to provide 5 minutes of news each hour. If we've scheduled an early evening hour and a late evening half hour for news on television, we must appear at the scheduled hour prepared to deliver news. Reporters cannot wait for news to come to them. They must look for it. They cannot wait for the National Weather Service to announce a tornado, the police dispatcher to radio a detective to investigate a possible murder, the fire dispatcher to call a third alarm on a fire, the highway patrol to announce a traffic tie-up on an interstate highway, the FBI agent in charge to reveal a bank robbery, the prison warden to reveal a riot. They must dig for news.